And we are live. I was waiting for you guys to talk so I could start it suddenly and catch you all out or something mid-conversation and do
Nope.
something.
Only professionals.
No, only professionals here. Only professional. Professional what?
Idiots. Well, at least for me.
No, I'll learn it.
All right, so welcome back. As I remember, we're actually in a relatively structured story now, sort of. So last time on the Heroes of Heterodoxy, your band of far-flung travelers were introduced to a new member who quickly earned the respect of your party, a brawler by the name of prompt me here. I'm so underprepared for this game.
Maxwell Zola, nice to meet you.
That's right.
Yeah, been working here at this tavern and heard there was some goblins that need to get taken care of. But hey, looks like they came to us. So we'll see how it goes.
That's right. The tavern was attacked by the goblins, just like you say. In the middle of the night, it appears that they attempted to blow up the tavern with you all asleep in it, but it had rained and caused their gunpowder to become wet, so they snuck into the tavern and were drying the gunpowder when you guys were woken up by a treant inexplicably going on a rampage through the common room. You guys fought the goblins, ended up all blinding yourselves by making the wet gunpowder go off, which ended up working to your advantage because they couldn't whittle you down with javelins. And you guys could hit and run the goblins nicely and finished them all off. One attempted to escape just outside of the tavern. He was beset upon by a massive wolf who tore him to shreds and ran off in the night. You all retreated into the tavern. You all observed that no alarm seems to have been set off. The rest of the town continues to sleep through the night, despite the raging battle and the explosions. And there you located one of the barmaids in the stables in a disarrayed state, unconscious with a badly broken arm. I believe you guys formed your own conclusions about this.
Yeah, she's tree people.
Mm.
She probably don't know it.
She's a weird tree.
All right.
A weird tree.
Where? Tree? Tree where? A where tree? Exactly. That's actually an interesting thing. Every full moon you just turn into a tree. Huh.
Yeah, but it's not a full moon. We already established that.
Yes, we are a week from the full moon. So, we'll continue our story in a moment. First, we roll intro. And we are back. You can all stop screaming profanities now. All right.
Sad day.
So, our story begins a short distance away from the events of the tumultuous last By the way, in case I didn't mention, you guys can apply a long rest to your characters just for narrative's sake. I don't give
Oh,
a shit.
thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
A short distance away, stalking through the edge of the moonwood, hooded figure pauses the shade of an evergreen, examining the tracks of goblins led towards the town wall. Number of goblins, half a dozen, dragging and rolling large object, perhaps a barrel thing, occasionally carrying it. Footsteps sink deeper into the earth, occasionally putting it down, leaving a clear mark, round butt end. This person looks up, and the moonlight catches their face over their cowl. Would you like to describe your character, please, Zench?
Can do. You see the face is that of a man that looks like his skin has seen much more than what a young man's face should have seen. You can tell he's about somewhere inside his 20s. However, the skin has been repeatedly beaten and worn down and calloused. He has a goatee as he continues to search the ground with a furrowed brow, looking at all the clues of these strange creatures being in places that they should not be.
Absolutely. I should not be here. Goblins don't travel through the moonwood. Especially not this close to a human settlement. These must be brave, driven, or else mad goblins, or desperate. You follow their trail to the edge of the village of Quevar. It is flanked on 3 sides by a tall wooden fence of tree trunks embedded in the ground and sharpened on the end like stakes, like a classic Roman fort. It is a village of perhaps 1,000 people or so, a traditional woodcutting village, unremarkable except for its inn. Trail leads to a rope slung over city walls. You see the scrabble marks of the dozen or so small creatures climbing up there. And the kind of dents in the wood as if they managed laboriously to bring their cargo up with them, thudding against the wall. So what would you like to do? Do you need to follow them over the wall, break into the city? Perhaps head around front gate.
I will remain true to the tracks that I am currently pursuing, and I will go up the wall.
Okay. Climbing a rope hand over hand with something to brace against is no problem for you. I believe you are proficient in acrobatics, so that's no issue. Reaching the top, you see that this is attached not by any grappling hook or something, but it is looped and tied over the top, indicating to your eye that this rope was lowered from inside the town, not flung up over the walls from outside.
Interesting. I say as I inspect the knot closer and continue to look for any more tracks.
This section of the wall is unguarded, and the city lies quiet and still for you. No lights anywhere in darkest before the dawn stage, this pre-dawn stage of the night. All except for the glow in the window, two-story tavern center.
Almost too perfectly planned, I think to myself. I'll go ahead and proceed to. I'm assuming the tracks are still leading to some place.
You can roll a survival check. See if you could pick up the tracks in amongst the... Inside the city, the earth is hardened by many, many feet compressing the dirt. And the slurried surface atop it wears down, creates a brief area which you might find tracks in, and with a 17, you find a flattened path where it appears they have switched to rolling the barrel.
I'll go ahead and continue forward, being very cautious of any guards, as I'm well aware, chances are I'm someplace where people just shouldn't be.
People put walls around their settlements for a reason, usually. You approach the tavern. Could you make a perception?
That's a 15.
So, you observe two things. First, a series of stakes set into the ground around the tavern perimeter. Very lightly glow with arcane mark. The second is in the courtyard leading up to the front steps of the tavern. There is a tree that bears a faint silver luminescence around it. It glows gently, absorbing and reflecting the moonlight, except for at the center of its trunk, it is marred, painted rudely, the black tarry substance, not unlike the trees you observed as the territorial markings within the moonwood. And one of its delicate branches is half snapped off, hanging.
I raise an eyebrow, very confused about why I'd find marks within the walls of a city, realizing that chances are this is a very bad sign. I will go ahead and take a look around to see if I find any individuals or things that seem out of place that I should be wary about.
Make an investigation check. And meanwhile, inside the tavern, I believe when we left off, I think Maxwell, you said you were at one of the upstairs windows looking out at the city. You can make a perception check.
All right, gotta make sure we don't get snuck up by reinforcements. Let's see here. All right, that's gonna be a 12.
All right, what is your +2 stealth? Then hold up, I've forgotten your character's name.
It's all good. Wyatt?
Wyatt, that's it. That's it.
My
Cavalry.
modifier to stealth that would be applied to stealth is a 2. I do have proficiency in it.
Okay, so that is actually right on the money then.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, you would observe a hooded and cloaked figure. As he approaches the tree, the tree in the courtyard, which you now observe has one of its branches broken, the light kind of catches on him and forms a brief silhouette. Meanwhile, Wyatt, you observe broken bodies of goblins, a couple of them, upon the front steps and within a few yards of the entryway.
The hooded figure pauses for a moment, noticing the bodies in the doorway, and we'll go ahead and cautiously start approaching the tavern as Wyatt feels the urgency to figure out where these goblins are at exactly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna really be subtle on this one, so I just open up the window here.
From the top rope.
Every time it's gonna happen. Hey, you out there? You a friend or a foe?
Wyatt, in response to the gruff, loud voice, from being used to the silence and the sounds of rustling leaves from the wind through trees, kind of jolts down, kind of more in a attack-ready position, as he realizes he's in no immediate threat, and he looks up to find the source of the voice.
Yeah.
Hopefully a friend.
What language is he speaking?
Ooh, that is a great question. We're going to go ahead and go with Chondanathan.
Jonathan, yep.
Chondathan, thank you.
I respond in the same way. You lucky I picked up this shit language. If you're a friend, go ahead and enter. I've already snapped enough necks tonight, and we need the help. Hey, we got company.
Wyatt looking very quizzical and like, what just happened? Kind of on his face. He'll go ahead and approach the tavern a little more a little less on edge than what he was before.
I'm gonna unblock the door from the crossbar there and wait for this hooded friend to come in.
Okay, so
I also inform everyone else that we got a visitor.
So the idea is immediately on her feet, like, ready.
yeah, inside you find there is the muscle, though thankfully unarmed stranger, just to let you in. But further within, there's one man, looks like a wizard, and a somewhat distrustful-looking halfling wearing robes and with a staff, who they are gathered in a sort of a protective barrier alongside an armored woman and a woman in a dark-haired woman in a nightdress. They're all sort of in a protective barrier, kind of in front of another woman in a nightdress who is lying on the table with where another woman is sort of tending to her wounds. So perhaps half a dozen people you've just walked in on, most of which seem to be carrying weapons. There is a large scorch mark around the central fireplace in this place, and the whole interior smells of smoke and gunpowder.
Welcome to our fine establishment. It's not exactly in the best condition right now, but it's better than being outside. You wouldn't happen to bring any news of an attack on the city or something, huh?
No, Wyatt looks down as he pauses, and I'm assuming I can see the bodies of the deceased goblins, correct?
Yes, there are a couple more just inside the doorway, and you see a couple of scattered body parts of goblins around. It looks like one of them was absolutely blown to smithereens. Another one is broken across a table as if it fell from a great height.
Wyatt looks around, and in the order that they were mentioned, makes different faces. One of questioning, then one of shock, and then another of just pure acceptance that something just happened. Wyatt's going to look back down at his feet to where a goblin lies and kind of nudge it. I believe I've been tracking this lot. Goblins are getting a bit comfortable around places where they shouldn't be. As Wyatt goes ahead and decowls himself, taking off the hood, revealing some dark brown hair about to his middle upper back, bangs to match the length, but pulled back behind his ears. With his bangs somewhat still in his face, sopping wet from the rain.
Yeah, well, we could use the help here. I gave these guys, and I stomped down and crushed one of the dead one's head just with my boot. Gave these guys a Demarin welcome, and yeah, we could use a hand. You said you were tracking these guys. Where'd they come from?
That is a great question. Where exactly did I initially fall upon these tracks?
Within the upper, what are the more northern, center northern parts of the Moonwood.
The Moonwood over there, slightly north side. I found their tracks. It seemed a bit odd. They definitely seemed out of place. I was able to follow them here. And, yeah, they shouldn't even be anywhere near that place or this place. So, thought might as well check it out.
Yeah, we had an injured knight here. This is let me introduce you to everyone. Well, first of all, I'm Maxwell Zola. I'm the bouncer here. You can just call me Zola, Big Z, whatever you want to call me, all right? And they over there, the halfling. That's Dia. Dia, come and say hi.
Dia steps forward, still looking a little bit like weary, giving a little bit of a side eye, but yeah, at least as cheery as she can muster. Hi, Dia, Banksia. And this is my traveling companion, Norman.
Brooke?
Yes, hello. Yes, Norman Lightbringer. Hello.
Wyatt goes ahead and gives a one of those little like side nods of greeting, and then puts his hand on his chest and says, "My name is Wyatt. I'm a ranger who lives up in the mountains, just past the what's it called? The what wood?
The Moonwood.
Just past the Moonwood."
A ranger, huh? One of them standalone kind of guys, huh?
I find solitude more appealing than the drama that people and the politics that people can bring. If you understand what I mean.
I like a paycheck, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
The solitude's great till you get into your own head.
Still something that I'm trying to master myself. I do still come down to get out of my head at sometimes.
The quiet one over there wearing the blindfold and the armor. She took a shot to her head, so she's not really talking right now. But she's good people as well. They were a group of adventurers that came here, and we received word from a near fallen knight that there were some goblins. We were gonna head up there tomorrow morning and take care of the problem, but alas, they kind of came to us. I'm not sure how many more there are.
I'd like to figure that out myself as well. Perhaps when it is more light out, I can take a closer look and see if I can see any diverting tracks from this group.
Oh, fuck me, a tracker would be perfect. Ignore that sound now. It's magical in nature.
All good. You see many strange things when you're up in the mountains, but down here I seem to be seeing stranger things, such as, once again, these goblins here.
The dark-haired barmaid woman with her hands on her hips was been sort of watching you, Wyatt, the whole time since you came in with sort of narrowed eyes, and she just says, casts a comment over to the adventurers who you've just been speaking to. She says, "Sidebar," and jerks her head over towards the kitchen.
And Dia, with no subtlety at all, looks Wyatt dead in the eye and goes, "Sorry, we did have a sidebar. You can't come," and walks away. Just sidebar.
Wyatt just looks very confused.
All right. Brianna leaves her sister in the care of Fauna and Brooke, and you guys head over to the entryway of the kitchen, where basically behind the bar and the doorway to the kitchen sort of has a little kind of a hushed conversation, glancing over at Wyatt as if there were any doubt that we were all talking about him. "I don't know," she says. "What do you think? A little bit too convenient? He turns up right after the attack?"
I was just thinking that. We're all here. We're all on edge. We've just killed a bunch of goblins. We're worried that there might be something else going on. I see a wolf that, paws as big as me, and he shows up.
A wolf?
Just out of the shadows. Oh, you didn't get that part? Oh, yeah. I saw a wolf. I don't think it was like a,
Werewolf?
wolf. Yeah.
Yeah, no full moon.
A big wolf. Big wolf. Big wolf. Only, didn't hurt me. Just, kind of ate a goblin. And then bounded off into the night. But, it kind of, the timing is very... I don't want to discount the help entirely, but I'm going to keep my head on a swivel.
If you're heading into the Moonwood, you will need a guide. He sort of looks you up and down. I would offer to come myself, but my sister is a little injured.
The boss man would never let you go out there. Come on now.
I assume you lot are unfamiliar with traveling through forests. You don't even know. Do you know how to plot your path by looking at the trees?
I just go wherever the wind takes me,
Yeah, that's a
I'm
no.
not familiar with these forests, but I'm familiar with traversing through nature.
Okay, good. I got nothing. No, Norman's got nothing to suggest here.
Almost just
All
like,
right, well,
"Go."
Norman, your wisdom is always appreciated. Let me just check. I want to do a quick ocular pat down here of this ranger. 1 second. Activating bouncer mode.
So you
Yeah.
see he is wearing light armor. He has a pair of long swords on him and a dagger and a long bow. In many ways, he's almost as well equipped as those landish-necked type mercenaries from last session.
Yeah, what does my gut tell me though? My insight. This
my gosh,
this guy
real
cool.
quick. Sorry. It's a long sword. Those other ones got chucked out. It's a long sword and a dagger.
Okay. Your gut. Correct me if I'm wrong, Zanch, but I assume Maxwell would be able to read Wyatt as a man who is unused to being inside and is perhaps a little bit claustrophobic here. But you don't read any particular enmity from him. His eyes
Correct.
wander more around the room, taking in all of the sights and looking at the hunting trophies and everything, rather than even keeping an eye very much on you guys discussing his fate. He is, if anything, he sort of seems a little bit
Intrigued by his new surroundings.
yeah.
Yeah. If I had to trust my gut, I mean that guy over there, he knows how to use a sword, but if he was a real threat to us, he wouldn't have come walking through the front door, you know what I'm saying?
Wyatt is more or less casually strolling, taking to the sides, almost like he's in a museum of sorts, just really observing the layout, the dead bodies, sort of doing his own little personal investigation, and the trophies.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'll keep an eye on him, dear. I understand, and but I mean, look, the help, free help. Come on now, this is the
Yeah.
favor of the gods. Look around us. Oh, it's the end times. Yeah, time to get out there and make shit happen. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if this ranger could perhaps help us find the goblin's lair, then certainly he'd be a useful ally.
Yes. And I'm gonna keep one eye on him at all times
Sounds good.
till I know that we're not gonna wake up skewered.
Yeah. All right.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, break.
Hold up, says
Yes.
Hold up, says Brianna. It's also the sort of reluctant to bring it up, the elephant in the room. He
Oh,
glances
yeah.
at her sister.
You wouldn't happen to be tree people, or like were trees, were oaks, were willows?
Is that question being directed towards Wyatt?
No.
Okay,
No.
okay, gotcha.
We're still in the huddle over here, but good question. I'll ask you the same kind of tree-related questions later. Did you know your
She
sister
shakes
had
her
a?
head. Have been.
Mm-hmm.
You know as much as I do, she says, giving you a knowing look. Referencing, no doubt, Maxwell, that both her and her sister have frequently been ill lately, experiencing cramps and night terrors, for which you have been retrieving them medicine from the druids. You remember last session we introduced you with Dobreth handing over the entire supply after having his little mantram.
Yeah, that business. I thought maybe it was just woman shit, but okay. Yeah, checks out.
Kind of rolls her eyes a bit.
What?
Didn't say anything.
Neither did I, alright? Well, look, you're good up on medicine for a while, and the immediate threat's gone, so I say we wait for daylight and work with our ranger friend here to track them back where they come from and then crush them.
Are we good, she says.
Why wouldn't we be good?
Doesn't sound like the medicine's working. Scratches the back of her neck nervously.
Oh,
First thing when it's light, we can ask the druids for help again. Because still, Dia still doesn't want to. Dia's been very cagey about healing. Yeah.
All right, break.
We can, yeah. We'll ask the druids for help in the morning. We'll go find the rest of the goblins. Mysterious shadowy figure is a neutral. Not a threat, not a friend.
Yeah, she says, now
Possible
that you say
friend.
it, I do get some country bumpkin vibes from him.
alright. Hey, Wyatt, you're in.
Wyatt kind of jumps a second once again, not used to the, still not used to Zola's very powerful and broadcasted voice, as he breaks his concentration and looks back at Zola and asks, in what?
We're not gonna kill you.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well-
you're in.
that's good to know.
Yeah,
Congratulations!
yeah,
Wow.
you're in until you're out, and you're out when you're dead.
I'm assuming these ones didn't make it in. Wyatt asks, he kind of kicks a dismembered arm.
Blood
No,
in, blood
they're
out.
they're distinctly out. Yeah. You know.
This was, I should clean up the mess I made.
Wyatt
Oh,
kind of
dear.
nods like,
Dia starts methodically going around the room and picking up the 7 bits of goblins, sort of like, oh, I made this mess. Oh, I
Picking
should
up the
probably tidy this up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me come
clean
on.
up
I'm
after
used to
myself.
doing manual labor. I worked in the mines for years. Let me pick one. Oh,
I think this is the first time that I've
I've
it's
got
the
lore.
the first time that they've not been in one piece.
I would highly suggest take them outside the city walls at least a mile and then dumping the bodies. When they start to rot, they stink something fierce. Worse than humans.
Kind of dangerous to go outside at night, so we tidy up a little bit, and then we can take the bodies with us later.
there's a scene that happens. Yeah, that's right. This is my monologuing voice as well. As Maxwell Zola starts collecting the goblins, as he picks up one, there's a kind of a red glow that transfers from the dead body up into Zola's arm, and then subsides a little bit. Oh, that's new. Huh.
What's new?
What?
Bodies?
Huh?
Huh?
What?
You said something.
Did I?
Did you?
Picked up this goblin and I felt something.
All right, I thought I was monologuing.
What?
Said, felt something? What,
Guilt?
guilt?
Yeah. Zola holds out his fist and clenches it, and you can see a faint red glow, kind of an aura around his whole hand as he releases it and flexes it. Yeah. Yeah, that's new. I wasn't doing that before. All right. Man, I feel good. Damn. You ever seen this?
No. No, I haven't.
Looks over to the wizard. Hey, little man, you ever see this? Look at this.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen anything. No. No.
Feels good. Feels powerful. Yeah.
Cool.
Man, I feel
I
good.
could roll. I could roll Arcana. I'm not sure if that would help.
Muscly man waving his fist in your face, going, "Have you seen this little man?"
Yeah, I don't think Arcana would be.
Above board, it's my key, which
Mm.
Zola doesn't have an internal key engine like a trained monk because he failed.
Interesting. Okay.
He failed as a monk. Yeah. See episode 2 for context lore for Maxwell Zola. Yeah, but he absorbs the life energy. It seems like. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll call this a continuing development. If you want to go ahead and if you know anything arcane or natural, maybe. Hey, maybe my god loves me or something, huh? Maybe it's one of those things.
You know what? I'm gonna do a religion check.
All right.
There a god for this? Hey, Vicos. Hey, Vicos, there a god for this?
The red fist god.
Good red. Never mind.
What'd you roll? A 10? I mean, red fist god is maybe the god of war is associated with the gauntleted fist. Several different gods are associated with fists. Several with war. Perhaps if those arms were in a pinwheel shape with each of them carrying a different weapon, it might be the god of slaughter. But no, you can't think of anything specifically.
Dia so shrugs, in that. Maybe.
Cryptic, I like it. Well, we'll see if it's a good thing, all right?
Yeah.
What if you put me down though if I turn bad?
All
Sure.
right.
I can do that.
So, so I assume you all continue spinning your wheels here as you wait for the dawn to rise, and
Yeah.
move that forward and say that the first sun rays creep over the city walls, and the town begins to come to life.
We should get moving quickly.
The sooner the better before the tracks start to get stomped on and tarnished more than the rain did.
Brooker volunteers to stay
And-
behind and help Fauna treat the young woman, while Brianna crosses her arms and says, "Okay, I guess I'll deal with this whole shit show."
Well, we can discard the bodies. Right? We can help with that, right?
They
Right.
pretty much weigh nothing. Yeah, I got that.
Wyatt shrugs. They're small enough as is.
I could crumple them up more if you want. Just break all the limbs in half.
You plan to walk around town
Whoa.
carrying a bunch of dead bodies?
Wouldn't be the first time I've done it.
Aren't we leaving right away? Like, I thought we were.
Oh, in the
like-
morning, yeah. We should get out of here.
Yeah. Brianna, do you want us to stop by the druids and get assistance? or do you think you'll
I
take
think
her
that
to
would
them?
be wise. I'll lock down this. I'll get when the morning crowd comes in. I'll have them go and I'll have them send for Undreth.
Okay.
We'll figure out what's happened. Figure out if the town is under attack anywhere else.
We'll go try to make sure that we don't have a repeat of last night. Dear's sort of like an awkward little like bow salute gesture, like she's not quite sure how to exit the conversation, and then just leaves.
Wyatt leans over to Zola and says, I thought I was bad with social interactions.
And
Oh, you have no idea, man. Look around the room.
you find out what's happening to us. Obviously, I'd like to know.
You got it.
All right. So slipping out of the town, you guys pat the blood stains off your clothes and just kind of like, finger guns, Spider-Man walk your way through the town like, hey, I'm normal. As the morning crowd.
Did we wind up carrying the goblins out of town?
Is that
Or
something
not?
you'd like to do?
No, we'll just stack them in the barn. You know, we got that nice barn in the back. Keep them outside.
Norman struggles to carry one dead goblin, but he can do it.
Hey, you're contributing. You're part of the fucking team, all right?
We can swap.
Wyatt
We can
grabs
carry
two,
the
just
pieces
dragging them.
if you like. I mean, the pieces are easier.
No, Norman will put down the whole goblin and pick up a partial goblin.
Yeah, break your tasks into easily manageable pieces. So, having left right at the break of dawn, you guys avoid the hullabaloo that is no doubt about to erupt in the city as people realize what's going on. The guards let you out. Maxwell there. They sort of peer suspiciously at Wyatt, but let you guys out. And you were headed to the Druids, is that correct?
Yeah, gotta follow Dia there.
As I said, didn't we just confirm that Brianna's gonna get word sent to one of the druids?
She confirmed she was going to take care of the town guard and explain all the dead goblins and the explosion.
Then yes, we are stopping by the druids first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Check on them, ask them for assistance again, and go from there. And Dia's just immediately like, yep, I know where I'm going. I know how to get to these druids. I feel comfortable doing this. Just strolling. Strut.
So the Druid Enclave, if you remember, consists of several fallen trees forming a kind of a perimeter, and also the houses, the hollowed out tree trunks are in what the Druids' houses are within. And two of the trees leaning against each other form an archway by which you can enter into the central courtyard and the grove. Thereupon, you find Iris, the forest gnome woman.
Mm-hmm.
She is tending her garden while you observe the knight, the injured knight, is now awake and sitting in a chair with his arm in a sling and a heavy bandage over one eye as he sort of sips at his morning soup.
He is gonna make no secret of the fact that they're there, and I think Norman's not either.
Mhm.
Norman waves. Hello, Sir Thorimus. Hello.
He sort of grunts and
I'm
goes
glad
to
to see
stand
you're
up and sort
alive.
of winces. And Iris sort of comes over and starts fussing at him and is, no, sit down. What are you doing?
Hello. Again. Couple of things. First of all, tonight, it's great to see you conscious.
Thank you for your help upon the road. Says the man. I apologize sincerely if my memory of it is not clear. I apologize if I hurt you, if I attacked you, if I struck you, anything. I do not remember the events too clearly.
No, we're on hunt. We're okay. But it's good to see you up, right? Iris.
And you should stay seated, she says. Honestly, it's all I seem to do is take care of little boys who think they know everything. So she clasps her hands together, intertwining them in front of her, entwining her fingers in front of her. What can I do for you, dear?
First of all, everybody here is okay. Their night passed fine, no troubles.
She jerks her head at him and says, We're fine.
Okay. One of the women at the tavern needs some assistance. And I am sorry to ask again, but this feels... It's important. Whatever healing I could do, whatever medical sort of care I could give, it hasn't seemed that it hasn't had much of an effect on Estate. We were attacked, and she's in a bad way. If there's anybody that you can spare that can help her,
Attacked? Inside the tavern?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yes, goblins with a fire powder, a black powder.
There's kind of a clang noise as the knight goes to stand up and immediately bangs his knee on the
No.
underside of the tavern. Goblins! Ah, goddamn.
Hush. I
Black
went
powder.
in tandem with Iris. Like, sit down.
Well,
We were still seeking vengeance. But any other information you can give us?
if they attacked you with black powder, then it was probably plundered from my wagon load. I come from Citadel Felbar. A eccentric inventor. He died with no heir to claim his fortune. I managed to I purchased the rights to his estate, and I brought most of the things from his lab that I thought would be valuable. I intended to transport them to Silvery Moon for sale or for appraisal at least. Then I was waylaid by the goblins.
Right. Okay. So the gunpowder might... Well, not gun... Sorry. The black powder... His nose bleeds a little, I guess. I don't know if guns exist.
He nods. There
the black powder
was
made...
a keg of black powder.
But that may not be the only thing that they took that does interesting things.
Yeah, hey, look, could you give us the heads up if there's gonna be other weapons of mass destruction? Cause, holy shit, that explosion could have been a lot bigger. We got lucky.
He, looks a little bit guilty.
I was not yet able to assess the purpose and extent of the items and the means for their use. I was transporting the Silvery Moon to learn of their use, but he shakes his head.
See,
From what
you
I
don't know.
understand, from what the dwarves told me, there is a power source that is required to operate the inventions, of which there was very scarce fuel. So if the goblins have figured out how to use any of these devices, suspect that they will not be able to operate more than one or two of them at a time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's ominous as hell, but whatever. I was gonna kill him anyway.
We'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. Okay. But yes, Iris, is there anyone that you could send to help at the tavern?
Oh, certainly, he says. Dobreth jumps at any chance to go into town, so why don't you take him? He's still sleeping off the tantrum he had. I heard him throwing things around and yelling last night.
I thought I calmed him down. I can go wake him up. But yeah, okay. We'll get him to help. Thank you. Truly, thank you. We are still going to try and help you as well. But the goblins are a very pressing matter.
Yes. And a question for Sir Thoromus. The chest with the arcane lock, was that also from the stockpile of this inventor?
He nods, he says, honestly, I am just happy to have escaped this situation with my life. If you manage to seek revenge on these goblins, you're welcome to anything from his estate that you can carry.
Oh, I didn't mean. I was just curious about where you were you planning to deliver the chest to Silvery Moon along with the rest of the contents?
I'll take that deal. The one you just said. I'll take that.
That sounds great.
I'm in. Wyatt, you in? He's in. We're all in.
I guess I'm in.
He's in.
I'm gonna go find Dobreth.
And I'm gonna, to kill goblins after that and get a reward and make everyone like me.
He directs you across the grove to one of the hollowed out tree trunks where a circular door is slightly ajar. Approaching it, you touch it and it swings inward.
Oh, I don't like that.
unlit room.
Thea's gonna knock on the door anyway, even as it swings open, and sort of very cautiously stick her head in. Dobreath?
There is no reply.
But inches in a little bit further.
Door
Dobreath,
swings
buddy?
open. The sunlight from outside extends a line along the floor, or it touches the white linen bed sheets that glow, that reflect the light, sending a glow around the room. And you realize the room, most of the furniture has been trashed. We're looking at a full-blown tantrum here. The cupboards have been emptied. Any personal belongings have been removed. The room is empty.
Jesus. Investigation. Let's go. There's no. I can't see anybody in here. I'm gonna look. I'm looking around.
Yeah. Roll your investigation.
Still haven't got my character sheet in this thing, by the way. I've got to work on that. But
Yeah, I've been very busy with other stuff. I'm pretending I prepared for this game.
I don't find shit.
Yeah, no, he's not under the bed. He's not in the cupboard.
Can I get some help in here? Sticks her head back out.
Is it lady related?
No,
Oh, yeah, I'll help out.
I can't find him.
Oh, we got a ranger. Hey, what?
Yes.
We're missing a druid.
I
choose
will.
you. Get in there.
Okay, I was gonna say I can look out here, but yeah, I can see what I can see.
The druid's supposed to be in here, and he's not.
Gotcha. Okay. Pardon me. As Wyatt kind of slips in the door, and he decides to take a quick look around.
All right. Can make an investigation or whatever skill you would like to do.
Would you allow perception for this just to kind of
Yeah.
pick up contextual clues?
Yeah, for sure.
That's a 17.
Okay. Well, there is no cloak in the cupboard, and there are no boots by the door. So that suggests that
Does it look like any copious amounts of food have been taken, or things that would dictate or hint at a long travel?
It looks like very little was taken. Just all of the trappings by which somebody would travel seem to be gone. There's no backpack. There is no heavy weather cloak. That sort of thing. But,
Gotcha. Excellent. Okay, that answers my question perfectly.
Mhm.
How old is this druid supposed to be? Wyatt asks as he continues to kind of patrol around and study the room.
Grown?
Grown. So we're talking middle-aged adult, old man.
No, I don't know.
Young man.
Young.
He's young enough to be a bit short-sighted.
That would...
Old enough. Young enough not to know, old enough to know better.
Considering he's got some things missing, such as his backpack, his cloak. It looks like he's left some lighter shoes, but it looks like there's once some muddy shoes there. Muddy boots, I would say, given the fact that there's dirt. I'd say he's run off for a nice little vacation. And he doesn't seem to be planning on coming back anytime soon.
The nickname's not even that bad, and he was still in with.
Did you piss him off?
The girls at the tavern called him Dog Breath.
Yeah, they're probably.
This is why I prefer solitude. Wyatt sort of smiles as he stands back up.
And I gave him a pep talk. I told him it was fine.
Was it a good pep talk or more like of a talking down to?
It was more of a. Even if they've given you a stupid nickname, that doesn't mean that you don't have a chance.
Wait a minute.
And then I said that it was kind of obvious. The nickname was obvious. Like it was right there the whole time.
Something happening in my head. What is that called? Help me out here.
Did you think of something?
Oh yeah. Fucking wizards,
Snickers.
man. Fucking wizards. You guys are so useful. So you embarrassed this guy, right? And he's been hitting on those ladies and making medicine for them, right?
I didn't come up with the nickname. They came up with the nickname.
Oh, no. Who gives a shit about that? No one.
The point still stands, unfortunately.
So then he leaves, and then that same night, a bunch of goblins somehow get into town. Hey, Wyatt, did you know? How'd you get into town?
Followed their tracks in. They climbed over a wall.
They climbed over the wall.
But... Oh.
What?
Wyatt takes a pause and sort of paces the room for a minute. You can tell his brow is furrowed. He's really deep in thought. His long hair kind of hiding his face a little bit as more hair falls in front. Oh, I hope not. All right. So they used a rope to climb the wall. That's how they were able to get things up. There were no guards. I did not have to sneak past anybody to follow the tracks on the wall.
Well, I mean, it's not exactly the most complicated plan for getting into a settlement. The goblins could have thought of that by themselves.
The rope was tied at the end.
It wasn't
someone.
a grapple.
I have reason to believe someone let the goblins in. Was it our friend here? I hope not.
Oh.
That's what I'm hoping, but I'm not going to throw something out the window just because there's just off of feelings.
Right.
Oh,
right.
you're all going in a completely different direction to me.
Where are you going?
He's a druid.
Right. And that one goblin that you chased outside, what happened to it?
Eaten by a wolf.
And what do druids? What can they do again?
I mean, I don't feel like demonstrating right now, but, we can...
Turn into...
animals.
Yeah. Because you see, a wolf getting into town past the guards with all these spiky walls is kind of a weird thing. That's why I was thinking werewolves, right? But if they walked in as a person and turned into a wolf and then walked out as a person, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's two possibilities here. Either Dobreth has run off with my future wolf and betrayed me, or he turned into a wolf and ate a goblin and has run off since then. Either way, he's not here to help back at the tavern.
Yeah.
And I guess he gets added to the list of things we need to find.
Well, I mean, for me, he's a suspect. Suspicious, as it were. I mean, fuck me. The name you gave him was Dog's Breath, and
I'd be a little
name.
pissed too.
you know,
It wasn't me. All I
Yeah.
said is it was right there. It was obvious. I'm surprised it took this long for people to come to that conclusion. Dog breath,
Yeah.
walking around with wolf
Transforming
pups,
into a
dog
wolf,
breath.
collects wolves,
Like I,
names dog breath. I mean, look, it's right there. It is
that
what it
wasn't
is. You know?
me. I didn't do it.
I think you're losing focus of the big picture here. You know.
I am losing focus of the big picture here, I think, too.
Yeah.
I need to tell Iris that he is gone. And I need to try and find some other help. Because the longer we delay, the more at risk, health. So I'm gonna dash and quickly do that.
All right.
But
Okay.
but maybe there might be something here that could indicate where he might go, or like I don't know. Maybe we'll pick up tracks when we're tracking down the goblins that might be like I don't know, wolf-y.
Yeah. Hey,
I'll be back.
why you wanna take a look outside with me? I'm pretty good at looking for things too. You know.
Yeah, let's absolutely do that. I think that's a good idea.
All right. I'm gonna go outside and take a look around. I'm looking for wolf tracks or human tracks here. I'm gonna, well, actually, not tracks because I'm not trained in survival. I'm gonna be looking for like broken branches and any kind of worn out trail or anything. I'm gonna be perceiving my surroundings. So let me go ahead and do that real quick.
All right. All right.
Oh, that's a 21.
Not bad. Not
Dang.
bad at all.
Yeah, maybe I can at least get an area for why I'd take a closer look at, you know?
Yeah. Okay. I will give Wyatt advantage on his survival check based on.
Mamma mia.
Yep.
All right.
All right, so Wyatt's going to go ahead and follow Zola out. I'm assuming with that 21, Zola finds something and points me
Mhm.
to it.
Yep.
All right, so Wyatt's going to go ahead and crouch down and take a closer look at the ground itself and see what he can see. Oof.
And you
Yeah,
got
1 second.
advantage.
Oh, yes, I do. All right, sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. My sister's been calling me back to back, which it might be an emergency. Hold on.
All right. So meanwhile, Dia rushes over to Iris and quickly
Yes.
apprises her of the situation. Iris just kind of like, just like boys to run off in the middle of the night without giving anybody a word. If he's smart,
Yes.
I suppose he's gone off to gather some more of that nectar that he lost.
Maybe. I hope.
But I
I hope
can.
he's.
I will take care of your friend at the inn. I will take care of them, dearie. Don't you worry. She pats your arm. Are you and her kind
Thank
of
you.
like about eye level, about the same height?
Um. Thank you. I'm worried. There are a lot of dangerous things happening. If we see Darbreth, we'll make sure that he stays safe. And bring him back. I don't know if we'll see him out there, but we'll be keeping an eye out. Dia, given that I've got a flat charisma for Dia, I don't think Dia's very good at hiding facial expression.
No.
So the fact that Dia looks conflicted in this moment would just be painfully obvious. And, looking behind the curtain, Dia is trying to mull over, like, do I mention the tree thing? Or is that a secret? Like, Dia's like, is that no one explicitly said this is a secret, don't tell anybody.
I was about to pull you aside and ask. So
So Dia's like trying to weigh up the like, do I say something? Do I not say something? Like, should I because that might affect things. Like, what do I do? And it is painfully obvious.
Well, Iris does not appear to be the sort of one to intrude.
Okay.
That salt of the earth feeling of, if it's important, they'll tell me. Just observes. You have something that you're not saying, moves on.
Okay. But yeah. I think. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do a straight up and down roll. Because I don't know what I want to do. So below 10, Dia's gonna say something. Above 10, Dia's gonna keep her mouth shut.
All right.
Well, fuck it, let's go, you know?
What happens if you roll 10?
Well, 9 and below
Okay.
10 and up.
10 or below,
Death
yes.
save. I'm doing a death save. But
Yep.
it's instead of dying, it's secrets.
Secret saving throw.
Okay. My only good roll of the day. Medea's gonna keep her mouth shut. So it's just a thank you. I'm going to catch up with my friends again, and we're going to try and keep moving. Thank you. And Dia, once again, not quite sure how to exit the situation, just sort of turns around and leaves.
All right. So we have 2 sets of tracks have been located by Wyatt. One is the Goblin's tracks. The other is Dobreth's tracks.
Wait, goblin tracks in the camp?
No, not here, but he is aware of the
right.
Goblin track. He followed them in.
Okay,
You
yep.
could follow them out, or you could follow Dobreth's tracks.
Well, team discussion. What are we thinking here? We don't have a leader. We got kind of a democracy thing going on.
In my opinion, the goblins are a wider threat to more people. And because of that, I feel like they are a higher priority to seek out and eradicate.
All right.
If Darbreth is trained at all, which I think he is, he will know how to find his way around, and he will also be able to defend himself in a pinch. So I think so far as priorities go, it's up there because it's dangerous out there at the moment, but it's not the top. That's what I'm thinking.
Yep. You think a lot.
It doesn't turn off. I can't make it stop.
Have you tried drinking?
But then what if something happens and I need to be not drunk?
Right. Oh, yeah. You got a point there. I actually fight better when I'm drunk. Kind of weird. Yep.
No, I like to do everything. So, I'll have a sip of things here or there. I mean, I did try to drink some of that ale last night, but I don't like to get drunk.
All right.
Just in
You don't
case.
want to eat an edible an hour before the adventure starts.
You got something you want to say there? God.
I didn't say anything. Carry on.
The edible gave me the power to roll 5 consecutive 20s in a row. All right, wizard.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, you're still here.
Yes, I was my vote is for chasing down these goblins. They have they have participated in some banditry. They have possibly dangerous magical devices. They are certainly a priority while we are here.
All right, yeah, that makes sense. Hey, someone blew up a bunch of black powder back at the inn, so I actually didn't get to see you in action. What kind of wizard are you?
I am a war wizard of Cormier. I am proficient in numerous combat techniques, evocations, and abjurations.
Yeah, I don't know those words. Can you make shit blow up?
Yes.
All
I
right.
don't think I made things blow up at the end, but I had been hit by one of those flash bombs.
I think that was me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was cool. I just wish I wasn't so close to it, but I let the darkness envelop me and I used it as a tool for inflicting pain on others. So worked out, you know.
It worked out. Yeah, it worked out. Fire and I have a long Fire and I are very close friends.
Who's fire?
But, like, as in fires.
You are,
as
darling.
in, like. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you like fire. Like flames and stuff.
It likes me. It's mutual.
Oh, like a side piece or like the main attraction.
Friendship.
I don't think fire can be a friend, to be honest with you.
Fire can be a friend.
Okay, well, I look forward to seeing that.
You will see
okay.
it.
Can you make people's heads explode with your magic, wizard? Can you just like peer into their mind and destroy their thoughts?
Not as such, no. It's not really my area of expertise.
No. I've always wanted to do that. Just look at a guy and make their head explode. I think that shit's awesome.
That'd be really cool.
You know.
Like
Well,
I think.
King Midas, but like horribly more gruesome.
I'm voting for Goblin, yeah, which means that Wyatt's vote doesn't really fucking matter. So we're going Goblin it is, and if we run into Dog's Breath, we can do it. Seems like Wyatt's a little quiet right now, but I'm pretty sure he can guide us.
Yeah. So you head back to where Wyatt shows you the goblin trail of them rolling their barrel through, and if Zench does not come back, I will just adapt. Shit happens, people have emergencies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 So
we can also just do a short session, because, I mean, we got the introduction for our new party member, and we got a goal, right? We got a direction for the
of course,
wind.
if you guys reach a point where you feel like, you guys had enough. But anyway, we don't need to get into the meta. All right, so you guys head off into the Moonwood, and it is it's almost picturesque. The rain has cleared up for the day, and all of the animals have sort of come out to feast upon the fresh, dew-soaked, fresh sprouting grass, the overnight growth, the land saturated in life-giving water. Observe deer, birds, various tree-climbing creatures, even the occasional exotic beast like strange mud-dwelling four-legged creatures that sort of grunt as they move amidst the riverbeds, but otherwise do not emerge to allow you to clearly see what they actually are. You find hoof prints of a horse, or possibly even be a unicorn. You never know, it would not be out of place. Scenic. The Disney forest of the wilds. However, with your quarry in mind, you move on past this gentle ideal. Through the day you travel. And I just remembered I have a really cool... Let me see if I can find it.
No.
A random encounter.
Yeah. I can't find it, that's fine.
Do we want to I don't know, talk while we're walking, or are we walking in silence? Like, what's the feel? What's the...
You know, if you
the
grab
tone?
Wyatt turns back for a second, realizing he's leading the group in silence and awkwardness has probably ensued. A little late to the realization, he turns, and out of the corner, you guys see the corner of his eye as he turns from on, then looks back straight, pointing at a small creature with two long legs in the back and two very short legs in the front. And Wyatt says, "Did you know that if you capture one of those, squeeze it right underneath its ribs, it will scream and pee at the same time?"
Whoa.
The urine's absolutely useless for nothing. There's no meat on them, so you can't really eat much off them, but it's a fun little party trick.
I don't I don't think any animals, useless for things.
Well, okay, I shouldn't say entirely useless. You're entirely correct. It's more efficient to get something bigger if you're going to eat it. That doesn't have much on it to eat.
All right, would somebody like to roll a D100 for me? This is a fun table because it's a lot of the things are completely inconsequential, but there are some that have completely derailed entire campaigns. Every time we roll on it,
Got it.
we don't know what's going to happen. All right, what did we get?
Do I got it? I don't think I got it.
Lucky.
Yeah, you'd have to do /R.
/ roll 1d100.
Six.
Hey, listen, leave me alone. This is my first time.
Oh no, we got Satan.
It's not Satan.
We got 6/6.
It's partial Satan.
About 2/3 Satan. 1/3 godly.
Are we good? Are we doomed? Hello, is everyone?
Ah, yes. Okay. So you come across a stone circle of like a henge of stone archways and bridges. Looks like it's used as some kind of a ritual space. It looks like the goblin tracks curve around it, avoiding it.
Interesting. They didn't want to go through that circle. They went around.
I would suspect that it is a good idea to go around then.
Wyatt's going to step closer and take a look at one of the stones. Not stepping into the circle, but just getting closer to see if there's any sort of script on it.
I was gonna say, some similar vein, like a religion check.
Yeah.
Cool. $16.
Okay. You see that this place is associated with Sylvanus, the god of wild nature, the head of the nature pantheon, of which, is several godly ranks above Gwarin Windstrom, for example. Above Mieliki, the forest goddess. He is the peak of the nature pantheon.
Well,
This appears to be a ritual space associated with spellcraft of some kind.
Dia will absolutely relay the fact that it's Sylvanus. Or connected to Sylvanus, from what she can see. Which I think Vidia kind of remains a neutral thing. Like, okay.
They one of the good ones.
And wild nature.
Would Wyatt know a bit more, considering he's more in touch with a god of nature, understanding the whole, I guess, hierarchy for a better term, or the pantheon, as you put it?
Do you have any skills like nature or?
I do. I have proficiency in nature.
Yeah, you could definitely roll that.
All right.
Yep.
That is a 1.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wyatt just kind of shrugs and he's like, well, god of nature, I know we can make sense it's at least that.
Above your pay grade.
It is above my pay grade. I don't study gods too much.
Associated with your boss's boss.
Exactly, the boss's boss's boss.
Yeah.
But if those goblins, being the nasty little creatures they are, going around that, obviously might not be a good idea pissing off this one.
All right, well, back to democracy, so go around it or go through it.
I go for a round.
All right.
Around.
I recuse myself because I don't know Jack and shit, and Jack left town, so I'm just left with shit.
Around it is, from the sounds of it, then.
Yes, I think around for now.
Round it is.
Safe.
Wyatt goes back to the last track scene as he resumes the trail.
All right. Like I said, these encounters can be nothing. So, guys, leaving the strange stone circle behind.
Not been to this part of the forest before. I do know my sense of direction and navigation.
Mm-hmm.
But that is very, very strange. I don't think I've seen a place of worship quite like that before in the forest.
No, it had some big Stonehenge vibes.
It's exciting.
So, but now you know it's there. So, continuing ahead, Eventually, you come across some of the trees. The area bear marks. A black tarry substance like was slathered onto the tree out the front of the tavern. That you, Wyatt, would recognize as the sign of the tribe of the Black Blood.
Are these markings appearing more and more frequent?
They begin to appear, yes. Sort of reach a point where you sort of feel like they're not sort of interdispersed frequently as much as they appear to just be marking a boundary.
Interesting. Wyatt sort of mumbles that under his breath as he continues forward. And I'm assuming that this boundary that seems to be getting formed, these tracks are staying outside that boundary. Is that correct?
Go right
Or
into
at
it.
least it's staying consistently on one side of the boundary, I should
Nope,
say.
they go right into it.
Oh, okay. Wyatt's going to go ahead and stand still for a moment. And I should probably let you all know that there is a group of followers. What's the god's name again, Lycos?
Allah.
There's followers of Mala who seemed to have started encroaching more and more territory. It seems like our goblin friends might be worshippers. So just keep that in mind, that we might be going into a religious sort of dealing, if you have religion and if you care.
Is Malar a bad one?
Nope. Just well, I'm biased. Worship um I worship another. They aren't exactly on great terms. My god is Windstrom,
Okay.
god of the hunt, and we don't exactly see eye to eye. Or sorry, god of trackers. I'm sorry.
Tracking, hunting. Seems to be similar. For me, it's Ilmater. Yeah, god of suffering, because you gotta suffer to feel, you know?
Why just going to look kind of like has a face of like, I just don't know how to respond to that.
Hey, through pain, salvation, through salvation, sometimes the infliction of pain, you know? My god takes the pain of the world and heals it.
I do like the sound of that one. I can agree with some of those ideologies.
Oh yeah, my people are oppressed as fuck, so it's pretty much our belief that, Ilmater is, taking that suffering for us. Kind of our tag team partner, you know? And, he's just waiting to tag us in, and then we'll overthrow our tyrants and, put their heads on spikes. Yeah.
Well, damn. All right.
Yep.
All right. Wyatt will go ahead and put his hood up as he continues to follow the tracks. If you don't mind, I'm going to try to keep myself a little less conspicuous.
Oh, we sneaking?
Not quite sneaking. I just want to hide my face, protect myself, sort of deal. You know.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Just don't want to get jumped is all. Wyatt kind of gives off a little chuckle as he continues forward.
He's weird.
And Wyatt will go ahead and continue on down the path.
Okay.
Or I guess the tracks for better terminology.
So you begin to notice trees have been felled around this area. Marks where they've been dragged in, down to the mouth of a river. a small stream, rather. Tracks follow the line of the river. It looks like you find signs of that. The tree logs have been floated upstream. And then, beside a rock formation that marks the spring, the river springs forth, a stone and wood encircled encampment.
As White notices this, he kind of crouches down a bit and kind of somewhat hides himself as he looks towards the encampment.
About 4 leather huts lie over the short wall around the encampment. There are a couple of kind of scaffolding by which guards can peer over the walls, a couple of small towers marking the front gate, protected by sharp stakes, and some kind of like a stage or a ritual space in the middle. A cooking space lies off to the side, next to some cages that look like they're made of some kind of animal horn. It looks deserted. See no activity within. You may all log into Roll20. Like to see I am referencing. And I'll
A
drag
map?
you over at
A map.
A map.
map. I am the map. You will find your tokens down at the down at the bottom of the screen where you guys have approached.
Do an updated picture sometime because that's just edgy.
Yeah.
Doesn't that match the tone?
I'll get you a new one here. I'll figure something out.
Yeah. It's just, I threw the whole intro for your character together in 30 minutes. I made a
Heck
token,
yeah.
I made a intro screen, yep. So we'll update it.
Are there is there any smoke from the fire pistol kind of to indicate how long it's been I guess
There is indeed
deserted?
smoke rising from the pit.
White's gonna turn back to the group. Well, tracks seem to lead towards this encampment. I'm not sure if they go in, but it looks like we're going to have to get close.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't see any way into the encampment on this side. It looks like the entrance is over on the north or up the river.
Yeah, that water source looks like that's how they get their water. That could be a way in, but we don't know what's in there.
Probably
We can't
clamber
exactly
over
just-
the rocks or climb over the wall.
Right. So that rock wall, the rock part of the wall is like not very high because we can see over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can literally see the way it's been drawn. It's just a few rocks high,
Okay.
It's like,
Well-
Hadrian's Wall keeps out the barbarians, and then you go and see it, and it's like waist height.
Good meta check, everyone. We really tried to get ourselves in there, but yeah, we can see over it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna peer real close. I'm gonna use the eyes of my eyes of Zola. We'll stare down upon them. See if I can't perceive anything in the camp's movement.
All right, roll a perception.
I might be a little tired. Last night I had to crack a lot of goblins in half. So just a 10. Anyone else see anything?
You're like, is that a humanoid shape over by the fire pit? And then you realize if you zoom in that is body parts.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a wicked perception check.
Oh, nice.
Wise is going to kind of get a little closer, kind of more into a clearing while keeping some cover somewhat.
You guys can
As he's-
move your tokens, by the way. I'm giving you each
Excellent.
control. And
So yeah, he's Wise going to go ahead and just hurriedly get right up against the rock and sort of peer, kind of peer in that area that he can see.
yeah. So it looks
Mainly focusing on the towers. You mentioned towers, yeah?
Yeah, these towers flanking the sides there.
Yeah, so in those directions where he's going to be looking.
Yeah.
Seeing if there's any individuals manning any of the towers, anything above us.
You think you see possibly something in this tower, just a little bit of a silhouette of something. Just kind of a bit of movement for a moment. And perhaps did one of the flaps of the entryway of one of the huts move? Or it could be in the...
Did
Same
a
time, you have a
19 give me that info?
It did indeed. At the
Okay,
same
just
time,
make
you
sure.
have a strange feeling like you're being watched.
You feel that, Zola?
Oh, I don't really feel anything anymore after years of working in the mine, but, yeah, I'm feeling pretty well hidden here, but I still feel the eyes upon me.
Yeah. I don't like what I can't see, but they can see me.
I mean, they're goblins, how many could there possibly be? Oh,
That's
wait.
the issue, is they are goblins. That's exactly
Yeah.
the issue. I say we go back and let's figure out what we want to do.
All right, come on, let's meet up with the others. Okay, team huddle. I think they spot us at some point, or they know to be on the lookout for us. Do any of you have any way of increasing, my protection? Any way of protecting me?
Not particularly, no. Most of my protective spells are.
For you?
I'm
Yes.
better at the after the fact helping out
Uh-huh.
rather than the preventative measures.
Okay. Yeah, look, I'm not the brightest, alright? But what I got is a certain set of skills, okay? And one of them is being incredibly loud and distracting. So, I think the plan is I go in there and draw some attention, which hopefully gets them out of their hidey hole, and the three of you just start murdering people. How about that?
Well,
An ambush.
So question, the tree, how do I do a ping in this?
Like left.
Yeah, the yellow, the tree, apparently my ping is yellow. The like the green tree close to the fence. Yeah, that one. Is there anywhere, is that a tree that would be climbable? Is there any way that I could get a perch in that tree?
Sure.
Well, I could, I believe that tree there would be a suitable spot for me to hide and use some magic from that tree. Perhaps if I could just have a quick hand with getting up into one of the steady branches.
I could climb up the rock and sort of pick people up, like pick people from up top of the rock.
I got a bow. I can assist with that. We're having the same thought.
Okay, how about the three of you get up that rock together, and I'll go make a distraction over here by the tree that you were pointing out. I'll use those couple of rocks there for some cover, and I'm pretty good at dodging, ducking, and weaving.
But let's make sure these things are goblins and we're not just killing people, or I should say sentient beings, considering goblins have no brains.
I don't know if you saw the table full of chopped up human beings, but whatever in there is going down. All right.
Okay, I
It's
did not
okay,
see that.
Norman. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not
can't-
okay, but we're fixing it.
Can't have this
Yes.
close to the town.
Yeah.
It's the ladies at risk, and Zola loves the ladies. All right.
I do agree. They're closer to any town and to the forest than they should be. We need to. Yeah.
We're gonna do
All
this right now.
Yeah, you three get over there, and
Let's do this.
once I see you climbing the rock, I'll start my plan of action. Hey, if I don't make it, bury me.
Well, we won't let you get eaten.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I would hate to be someone else's food.
You
Yes.
got it.
Wyatt's just going to start heading on his way.
Dia is gonna move stealthy,
All right.
Yeah. Wyatt's
Imagine
kind of
Yeah.
against,
Well-
Dia's typical approach. But I think
Oh, Norman.
I got a stealth of 12. Perfectly average for me.
At 20. Nice.
Dia
The
disappears.
void is a void.
Yes. Avoid the void.
All right. I'm just waiting for them to get up top of the rocks to
And then,
climb
yeah,
up
do we
there.
need to roll anything to climb?
Nope.
Free climb. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
It sort of looks to me
With that-
like it's got an incline, you know, you can scramble up that side.
Incline, like little nubs that come out where you can just kind of
Yeah.
jump onto them.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what we're doing. For my action, I'm gonna dodge,
Mm-hmm.
and then for my movement, which is extensive, I'm gonna move up here to the wall and stand up top of it. Point out in the direction of these towers and shout at the top of my lungs, which I'll save you all from. It is I, Maxwell Zola, and I am here to challenge all of you to Mortal Kombat.
Is he usually like this? Wyatt leans over.
I think so. We met him last night.
Okay. Wyatt goes ahead and pulls out his longbow and notches an arrow in preparation.
Yep.
Who
Alright.
amongst you is man enough to step up? Flex.
So, you shout out your challenge. Cue the Mortal Kombat music. But then
The
Strangely
boulder is
enough-
conflicted.
there is no reply, and looking over, you think you see a goblin. In fact, you do. You do. The wind catches the wind catches the flap of one of the tents here, and it blows open, and you see a pair of goblins inside that tent, cowering and hugging each other in fear. I'll mark that up
Appropriate
for you.
reaction to Zola challenging you to Mortal Kombat, I would say.
Wyatt's just watching Zola waiting for the signal to pop up from our hiding.
You think you see another goblin maybe over on this tower? But looking around, it looks like there's evidence of disarray through this camp. It's a camp not in good order. And looking out over the ground, you see, it looks like, is that a chewed upon goblin corpse lying in the main square? Beside, number of boxes. Looks like the boxes scavenged from the knight's cart. And a drag mark headed towards the water. It looks like somebody got here first. Slaughtered this goblin camp. Only scavengers, only strays, leftovers, scavengers, and the hiding goblin remain.
Will no one answer my challenge? Zola looks up towards the rock, shrugged his shoulders.
Wyatt will go ahead and, noticing the silence, will go ahead and stand up and get with his bow at the ready and start looking around.
Zola's